So welcome to the Power of Stories from Poland today. Willkommen bei Die Kraft der Geschichten. Ich sitze hier mit Damian and we are sitting in the garden and we've just been riding 1 week through Poland on a trail. The sun is going down and I welcome Damian to the podcast. Nice to have you here.
Hello, nice to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much for taking us on your horses and showing us this beautiful countryside you live in. It was really a great pleasure.
I'm glad you liked it. It's really the best thing if people come back and they say that it was good. Then it's the best reward we have. Of course, money is the other reward because we have to live somehow. But if it wasn't that the people were satisfied, I would have stopped it a long time ago.
Yes, I believe. So how did you begin to ride? How did the horses come into your life?
Well, I grew up in a little village, but not this one. And my uncle used to have horses. And we were just playing with these horses because he was breeding them for sale. He had quite a lot, like sometimes really big numbers, like 50, depends. And so maybe we weren't riders yet, but we have spent a lot of time with them. And then I was always dreaming to have my own farm. When I was, I think, 7, we moved for 7 years to Jelenia Góra with my parents. And then I was just every weekend, maybe not every, but very often. And on holidays, I went back to our village, and I still spend time with horses. But my first horse I bought when I was 22 myself. So I was quite old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not like that, a lot of children nowadays go to riding schools and ride since they are 7 or 8, but it wasn't my case. So I never went to a riding school. I have never learned riding, actually.
The horses told you how to ride.
Well, kind of. Yeah, I mean, if you sit on them for such a long time and you sit on different horses, you start noticing what they react to and how you manage them. And so you can say that they were my teachers. But of course, later on, when I had my own horses, actually that was a big step for me. I was interested because I didn't have good examples, like don't want to say bad things about my uncle or people around horses at that time, but it was pretty rough, and I always thought that there could be better way. And then there was this book by Monty Roberts. I forgot the title now. Shy Boy, maybe. I think it was a Shy Boy. And I got interested in these natural methods, and actually internet was just creeping at the time. Was very slow and difficult, but I have got to a page of a guy. It was Frank Bell, and he had this 7-step safety system. And happened that I had birthday, and they asked me what do I have as a present. So I just said I just want to have this DVD about horse training, and it was pretty expensive. I think it was like $300, and it was a whole mess to get it. It was quite a lot of money then for Polish standards, but still I got it. And it's not that I would just like it. I mean, I can recommend this still, but it was like opening eyes for me. Like, there are people that do it, and that was the start that I really started to train these horses differently, and it was a big change in the way I communicated with horses. And then came other trainers. The internet got easier, and there was YouTube and stuff, and we were following this guy Warwick Schiller, an Australian guy who moved to the United States, and I followed his videos. And so I combined my experiences together with these videos, and now it really goes easy to start a horse. For me, actually, I never had any problems. Now we have this difficult stallion. It's a bit different story, but yeah, it's working really well, even with the stallion, actually. So.
Wow. You have a very beautiful and natural way to be with the horse, and you trained it during the last days without many words, I feel, because we always were inspired by your way to be with the horse. I really loved that.
I didn't notice, but yeah, that's good. Thank you.
You never forced them to do anything, but they still did what they were supposed to.
Yeah, well, not exactly. Sometimes I had to push them a little bit. I mean, like the main theory in training horses is this pressure and release thing. So you give them a pressure, and you also modify this pressure. You start from the lightest one, and you go to harder and harder until they do something that you want, and then you stop. And in that way, they react faster and faster, and finally you don't have to use much pressure. Actually, you just think about it and they do it.
Yes.
But sometimes still you have to remind them. So it's also not that you shouldn't do anything, because a lot of riders, which are women somehow nowadays, they treat them like with no pressure at all, and it's also not working. Yeah, so you must be a leader, and I think that's in my theory.
It's a good training
the horse
for
needs
them.
but the horse needs to trust you. I don't know if you've noticed, like when the horse doesn't want to go through something because she is afraid, then I just get off and show her how brave I am, and then
Yes, I've noticed.
and then she knows that I am a really brave leader, and I hope that she feels pretty secure with me. So then she goes everywhere with me.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, well, but it's not difficult, and sometimes I wonder why people struggle so much. But of course, we are not sport riders, so.
They maybe do not have your peace of mind.
Yeah, but I think in sports it's a different story.
Yes.
I've never went to a sport with horses. Never did any competition, maybe once, but it was just on a fun fair, and it was just for fun. Just to, yeah. But basically, I think I don't like sports with animals, basically.
What would you say did the horses teach you? Did they change your life in a way?
Yeah, of course. It is. You can always kind of compare the human's mind and horse's mind, and you can make theories about behaviors and yeah, like that. Like to stay calm, for example, it also helps with people. Yeah, not only with horses. But I'm not really good in psychology.
Do you feel the people change when they ride after a few days? Do you see it in their faces or something?
I don't know if they change, but for sure we have a lot of stories that people come because our groups, we just they are booked on the internet, and there come separate people or a pair of people, and then the group is formed, normally around 8 people, and a lot of these people become friends for a long time, and then they visit us again, or I hear that they went somewhere together to some other countries for riding. But I noticed that they really get closer, and it is somehow opening their I don't know if you can say hearts, but
Yes,
they
I do think so.
yeah, maybe it's because some customers are stressed a little bit in the beginning, and then when it goes well, it is easier, because then the stress goes away and the cheerfulness comes in, and like I said, this opening of their minds and hearts, and it's so nice to see that you can actually teach people that their life is not about hurrying up, and it's not about having stuff. This is also one thing that I've noticed, that our riding gear is pretty limited. Like it's a rope halter now. We have these hackamores, but it's just because of rules. And then it is a saddle, or sometimes without saddle, and you can still do everything with these horses, and you don't have to have like special boots or special trousers or anything actually. And you can just ride, and also the luggage is limited, so people discover that they don't need so much stuff during this week, and actually that normally they take too much things for themselves. And I have this philosophy of life that we buy too many things actually, and all the stuff that we don't really need. And would be nice to be not so in this how do you say it, consumer world.
Yes.
That we could really limit it.
Happiness is so simple. Like
Yeah.
you always made coffee in this lunch break on the little fire coffee maker, and everybody was absolutely happy.
Yeah, although coffee was without little cake and
Nothing, yeah.
milk, and it was in a really ugly cup, but still.
Pure happiness, absolutely. I just called my daughter yesterday and I said, it's so much love when you sit there on the horse riding all these hours. Your heart, it's like you say, your heart opens, and there's so much love in the faces, in the hearts.
Yeah, that's nice. That's what keeps me going. That people are really happy and more open, and maybe they also change this philosophy of their lives a bit, I hope. And it is really something special. I was also trying with bicycle trips, and it's also very nice, but it's not the same. Yeah, so it's this horse, I don't exactly know why, but it gives some special or specialty to these expeditions.
I believe so. Oh, thank you so much for taking your time. So if people want to ride with you, they can come here. They can book a ride.
Yeah.
Do they need experience?
Yeah, I mean,
good.
not
Little
so
bit.
much experience. If the group is all beginners, then we just do a beginner ride, and that's also fine. Maybe not like total beginners, because that's maybe a bit dangerous sometimes. But you also don't need to be an Olympic competitor to do it. We really do it slowly and nice, and it's more touristic adventure than a sport adventure.
And it's very relaxing, actually.
Yeah, so if anyone is interested, you are very welcome. Go onto our page, which is Sudety Trail, and just check for yourself.
I will make a link underneath this interview so you can find it easily and find the way here.
Thank you.
Thank you. I wish you many happy hours with the horses and your family.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Das war's für heute. So schön, dass du da bist. Alle Infos über Damian und die nächsten Wanderritte findest du auf seiner Website unter sudeti-trail.eu. Und wenn du Lust hast, dich mit mir frei zu erzählen, dann melde dich jetzt an für meinen nächsten Online-Intensivkurs. Wir starten am 27. September mit authentisch, kraftvoll und frei sprechen. Du bekommst an dem 27. die ersten 3 Kursvideos und dann sehen wir uns die darauffolgenden 5 Wochen an einem Abend in der Woche miteinander das freie Erzählen zu entdecken. Ich freue mich, wenn ich dich dort sehe. Und jetzt wünsche ich dir eine wundervolle Woche. Fühl dich von Herzen umarmt. Lass es dir gut gehen. Alles Liebe, deine Annika.